Okay, please start.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Ting-Hui Cheng, and I'm from National Taiwan University. And my research topic is development of embedded system for chicken monitoring using deep learning. And my advisor is Dr. Yanfu Gu. And before I'm talking about my research, let me introduce you more about chickens. And then based on the annual report from the Council of Agriculture, there are over 100 million chickens living and dying in the chicken factory farms each year. And in fact, there are more than 700,000 metric tons of poultry product are manufactured in Taiwan. And it brings out around 11.2 billion new Taiwanese dollar in annual product revenue. Traditionally, a chicken farmer will patrol in the chicken farm to check the chicken's health condition. They may check if the chicken are walking less, or they are sitting on their haunch frequently, or huddling together. These are the few signs that chicken might be really uncomfortable. So if the chicken farmer see those signs, they will need to check if the chicken is illness or maybe it's a problem of the environment. For example, like the chicken coop is too hot. However, it is really impossible to check chicken one by one because chicken are not just standing there, they will move in. So patrolling doesn't sound like a good way to monitor chicken coop. So it is pretty time consuming and laborious. What were some of the chicken farmers who are new in the chicken farm industry, they might make a wrong decision or judgment because for the situation or misidentifying due to their lack of experience. So we are really curious about whether we can develop a system to monitor chicken coop automatically. What we are doing is we want to use a video to capture the image of the chicken, and then we quantify their health condition in the more numerical way, since the term of health condition is quite vague. So here's the pipeline. First, we develop an embedded system to acquire the data, the video data, and then after we got the videos, we put it into the model, chicken detection model. Then we do the calibration and quantify their movement or dispersion. Our embedded system was mounted to the beam and column in the chicken coop, and this system included Raspberry Pi 3 and 2 fisheye cameras. And we set the Raspberry Pi 3 to take the video from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. at the resolution of 1920s by 1080 pixel by itself. So it will record it automatically. And then before we send all the video image into the detection model, we will resize it to the 800 by 800 pixels. I used a YOLO V5 model to detect the chicken, and on the left side is the model architecture, and the right side is my training details. The reason why we need to do a calibration is because the lenses with short focal length can acquire a more wider range of the scene, but this kind of image taken by the fisheye cameras will face to a very severe geometric distortion. So I used a chessboard and OpenCV fisheye camera model to do the calibration and deal with this problem. And before we calculate the movement and dispersion, we will do the location transform from the distorted to the undistorted one by using the OpenCV model. so that when we are calculating the real distance, because we need to convert the pixel in the image to the real world distance, the geometric error will not be too large. To quantify their house condition, we find two index. One of them is the movement, another is the dispersion. And about the movement, we use the simple online real-time tracking model. And this model are used in two ways. One is the common filter, and another is the Hungarian algorithm. So basically, common filter is to using the previous location of the chicken in the using the location of the chicken in the previous frame and predict the location in the next frame. And the Hungarian algorithm is what it is done is to track the image based on how high the intersection over union are in the between the previous frame and the current frame. And to measure precisely the spatial distribution of the chicken, we use the nearest neighbor index. And if the chicken flocks are too dispersed or clustered, we can see by the value. If it is the formula, and if the chicken are randomly distributed, the nearest neighbor index will close to 1, and if they are too clustered, they will close to 0, and if they are too dispersed, they were higher than 1. So either way is say that the lower the value was the more clustered the chicken were. And here is my YOLO V5 model performance. I got 86.5% mean average precision and 83% recall and 91.2% of precision. And this is the video that the model predict. And this video was recorded on 24th September 2022. And the red bounding box are the area that the model predict the chicken is there. And this is the plot that I plot. I use all of the videos on that day and calculate the movement values and dispersion value and plot this figure. And you can see that on the around, wait for a second. You can see that there's a weird drop between the both on the movement and dispersion here. And if we get a closer look to the image, the videos, comparing to the previous videos I have shown, most of the chicken are disappearing in this image without any reasons. So it just shows that the system can find out some abnormal situation or events happen inside the chicken coop. So to conclude that this research provide an embedded system implemented in the chicken coop, and I also training the YOLO V5 model for chicken detection, and I also find out a way to quantify the movement and dispersion value. And also, the purpose system can help the chicken farmer to monitor the chicken coop in a more efficient and numerical way. So in the future, we hope to acquire more label data. Right now, we are only using the 50 labeled image, and there are still plenty of misidentification in this model. So we hope if we are increasing the labeled image, the precision will be higher. And also, we want to upload all the value inside the website, so the chicken farmer can just go up to the website and use it more. It could be more useful, and in the end, we also want to run in the detecting and quantifying models on site, because right now we are doing all of that by transferring the image, video image back to our NAS and do the calculation in our sites. But it will be a delay between we done the calculation. So we hope we can do all of that on site so the chicken farmer can get the value faster. Special thanks for Li Rui Company Limited for providing the experience sites, and thank you for your listening.
Thank you very much for nice presentation. So now we are moving to the discussion. Is there anybody to have a question and a comment? Please, Thomas.
Thank you for your presentation.
Thank you.
So your colleague also spoke yesterday, and it seemed there was
Yes.
it was a very similar talk. So
Yes.
I'm just interested to know, what is the difference, first of all, between your work and his work?
Yes, I'm thinking of this question will be asked today. Actually, the presenter yesterday we are in the same group. So what he is doing right now, because the camera he is using is in a narrow field of view, so it was only 130 degrees, and right now all of the embedded system implemented in the chicken coop is him. So right now it's 11 embedded system there, and what we want to do in the next step is we can replace all of his to mine. So in my camera have a 180 field of view, so it will take the video. They could film the video in the wider range. Yes, wider. So it will be a good way that maybe it will become a commercial product. So because it can film a wider place. So
Okay.
yes. Yes, thanks.
So I have a follow-up question.
Mhm.
For many years, you can even look to 30 years previously, there has been work on activity levels and distribution of broilers in broiler houses, done with very simple techniques: foreground, background modeling, and then extracting indicators like activity and distribution. My question is, how does your work go beyond what we have done with that work?
It would be pretty hard question for me. What I would do beyond for this? Maybe because right now I still have no answer, but maybe I can see it later. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. So another one quick question. Do you have any questions? No, it's okay. Okay, time is up. So thank you very much for
Thank you.
nice presentation.